You're about to enjoy a Cloudcast original. Local stories, local storytellers, local brands.
Have you ever felt that you as a woman may not appear to measure up when you see incredible women in strong roles? You may be surprised when hearing from women in these positions and how we all share many of the same challenges. Thank you for joining us for the SheEO Leading In podcast with Rebecca Jones as we share the journeys of women.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Jones, your host of SheEO. We are on an exploration together to discover more about the personal journeys of incredible women in both career and life. We all have paths to share that sometimes take incredible turns, deep resilience, and courage to navigate. My hopes are that the challenges shared here encourage women to take leaps of faith and growth when a journey feels too difficult or unachievable. There is great strength deep within each one of us. These stories are meant to share the ways strong women have taken their dreams to strive and thrive to new heights, despite their sometimes rocky paths, and found a way to lead in. Today we are here with Marie Vaudry, founder of Gleam In Your Eye. How are you today, Marie?
Very good, thank you.
So wonderful to have you here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what your company does?
Gleam In Your Eye, it's a brand new company that we produce activities. We create activities designed specially for people with moderate stage dementia. Then it's a brand new innovation in San Diego. We do that, and we can ship all around US, and it's something really designed for people with dementia at the moderate stage, and there is not so much product on the market for them, and adapted and not childish. It's what we want to do, and we want that caregivers with their loved one continue to engage and have good, memorable moments together with their loved one affected by a dementia.
Well, that's great because I certainly have never heard of anything like this. It's very innovative. I think that's one of the things that we found during the pandemic. People have had time to reflect, kind of see where things are, their needs, and decided to change and shift gears. Yes. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you did before that?
Yeah, what I did before, everything started when my mom in 2012 was diagnosed with early onset Alzeimer. And at this moment, I was working as a project manager in a big company, Bombardier, who was doing plane and train. I was there, and I finally quit my job to came to San Diego with my husband. And with my mom, I was trying to do activities with her, but everything I was finding in the market was puzzle but for kids, with design for kids or dolls, or nothing appropriate for her because she was used to read a book every week. She was used to do crossword every day, and she was not able to do all that anymore. Then I was, no way my mom will watch TV all day. And I realized that a lot of caregivers like me was looking for activities, because more you stimulate your brain and physically you stimulate your body, more the disease will slow in progression, and more you will have a good life, healthy. Try to keep something that your brain is still active. Then I was, no way my mom will watch TV all day. Then I started to meet with different health professionals like speech therapists, neurologists, geriatrician, and they were all telling me, Marie, there is nothing really on the market. Can you help us to develop a product? Then I made 2 books of activities for people with Alzeimer. And last October, we launched a new company, Gleam In Your Eye, with an activity box, who are really sensory, with sensory games and different type of games inside.
And you ship these all over the world, I'm assuming.
All over US for now.
Okay.
Let's start. It's already a big market in US. Then we start in US, and we will see. We are working we are working with people for Canada and for France eventually also.
Well, that's exciting because, like I said, there's nothing like that on the market. And really it is quite sad to see how many of our loved ones are deteriorating and there's no way to reach them and pull them out. And again, back to, the physical part and the mental part and stimulating their brains. We all know, even with young children, how that actually helps them move along. So I'm glad that you're doing this work because truly it is quite fascinating. And again, very innovative, something I've never heard of. So let's go back. Let's talk a little bit about maybe your childhood. Here's something fun about your childhood so we can get to know you a little bit more as a person.
Oh.
Do you have a fun story?
Yeah, good question. In my childhood, I'm from Montreal. Then for sure, I was always entrepreneur. Then I was always doing more and more at school, engaging in a lot of activities, always trying to make new project or improve my school. How we can do more activities to entertain the kids. I was always in this mode. I think it can be special for me. I was always, I'm the definition of a real entrepreneur, always trying to improve things. And at school, I was the one who was always thinking bigger and bigger to help people and also I was doing so much sport, art, music. I'm a singer. I'm doing a lot of stuff. Then I represent well, I think, an entrepreneur who likes to do so much and to be involved in so many things in the same time.
So even as a young girl, you were looking at things saying, I bet I can do that better.
Yes.
That's very fascinating. So did you try to sell your wares at school or were you just kind of giving them for free and then saying, oh, let's check out how I could even do that better? It sounds to me like you were constantly thinking, which I do that kind of too. I always think, oh, there's obviously some better way to do that because a lot of things are very arduous and they're not really smooth. So what do you think about that? Were you selling things when you were a kid?
I remember, when I was, I think, 7 years old, there was no newspaper in my school. At 7 years old, then I created a newspaper for all the students. And I remember there was news, there was also games to do. And also I launched a program of recycling in the school to get money when we had the bottles. And every kids were bringing their bottles, the plastic bottles. And I was going to sell the bottles like that. We can have money to do activities. For the it's good.
So you've done this your whole life. That's awesome. So think of one word that might describe you best. I know something that comes off the top of my head, but you go ahead and you tell me what you think.
Oh, maybe ambitious. I don't know.
Or tenacious. I don't know.
Tenacious.
You seem very tenacious.
Yeah,
to me.
tenacious. Yes. Yeah.
So because I don't feel like you take no for an answer. I feel like you're always going to keep trying to figure out another way to get to the yes versus, someone tells you no, I don't feel like you're going to go for that.
Oh, yes. I'm not happy when people tell me no or, it's normal. Your company, it's at this level right now. No, I'm not. I will do my best to improve it. And yeah.
So you mentioned before, and I happen to know Bombardier. I happen to know who they are because I was on the board of North County Transit District. So I am very familiar with them. So tell us a little bit about that career and what how you got into all of that, because not a lot of women are in that field either.
Yes, it's true. It was hard for a woman to be surrounded by men. It was interesting and hard. I was the planner of, we had a project for New York to remake all the cars for the subway. And I was in charge of all the planning of this big project of $1 million. It was difficult to go to the warehouse or to go to on the production to make men's listen to me, and but it was super interesting for me and to know well how to manage a project because it was huge project, planes also. Then I learned well, and it's why I'm trying to do my best now in my company to for the management of project of for people with Alzheimer. I'm trying to.
So public transportation to helping Alzheimer and dementia patients. It's quite a shift.
Yes.
But I love it. And, back to, what you had shared about your family, your mother, shifting from that, seeing a need, I think that really shows just how you have a heart for people too. And, public transportation is very different.
Yes.
It's not that you don't have a heart for people,
Yes.
but, it is a tough career to be in. But so as far as success goes, how do you measure that in what you're doing now? I think it's very different probably from when you were at Bombardier.
I think for me, the success now, my company, for sure, I would like it profitable. It's the goal of all entrepreneur. But my pay right now, it's the smile I can give to families. It's really if a family we have feedback about our product, and some families are telling us, "Oh, I didn't know my mom was still able to write." And with your games, we had the opportunity to have to write something. Then I realized she was still able to write. Wow, this is for me equal a success that we can help, we can improve the life of people with Alzheimer, because we talk a lot about prevention before Alzheimer, but what we do with the person who has Alzheimer, we don't talk so much about it. We are so scared to have Alzheimer, then we will, okay, let's do crossword, let's do it. And it's good, it's what we want, but what about the one who has it right now? The average of the life when you receive the diagnosis, it's around 10 years you will live, but it's still 10 years. Then for me, my success, it's related to that, when family gave me feedbacks and they are happy. And for these 10 years, they will enjoy every day a little moment with their loved one, and they will have fun and they will smile and they will keep memorable moments, because it's a horrible disease. Then
it is. And, so improving quality of life is what I'm hearing you say. The other part that I think is pretty interesting too is, it's true. A lot of people, you think Alzheimer's, it's not a death sentence, and it doesn't have to be something where your quality of life is zero. A lot of people don't really think about that. They see the negative. I love that you are seeing the positive and trying to bring out more positive, and, expounding on that, just trying to make it even more prevalent in these families, because again, we love people that have Alzheimer's, that have dementia, that are deteriorating. But how do we have those last moments with them that can be good and quality, and just still loving them and still being able to have those moments with them and sharing these activities? I love that in a box. So what do you call that? What is it called?
It's the company. It's Gleam In Your Eye.
Yes.
Then the box, it's our Gleam box.
Gleam box,
and
gotcha.
It's every month they receive 5 games inside. And I also created this box with a lot of health professional. Then we make sure that it will stimulate the brain differently, and also they will have a variety of games, because nobody like the same games. Then I make sure they will always be happy with some games inside the box, and it will always be around sensory, language, logic, art, and I always miss one, physical. Then you have a variety of games, and we give tips how to if your loved one is not able to do the games the way we show it, the way we write the instruction, I give tips how to do differently. This all the speech therapists are helping me, and neuropsychologists are helping me to develop those tips, how to make it different, because we want them to succeed. They fail so much every day in little tasks. Then for the games, we want them to succeed. We don't want them to have more anxiety.
Right.
We want them to just have fun for a few minutes in the day.
So It sounds like it's you think a lot about this, but how do you actually balance your everyday life with this, or do you? I know a lot of women, I think we have this, stereotype thing. We think, oh, we're supposed to do everything at home and balance it all perfectly, walk home, your bed's made, everything's picked up. I can tell you my house doesn't always look like that. But how do you balance that?
This is a very good question. I'm lucky I have a husband who helped me a lot, but he's working a lot too.
Sure.
It's hard because I have 2 kids, 5 years old and 2 years old. Then I'm very busy every day after the work. And I just started also a degree in gerontology to it's very interesting for the business to know more about the people, the seniors, to understand more what their concern and everything. Then I'm super busy. I have to work after one day I put down the kids in bed. I have to work again, and yes, it's a little bit crazy, but I'm happy to help. Right now, it's okay. For right now, I'm okay.
Sure. Well, I hope you're giving yourself some grace because, again, this is a season. And, while the kids are little and you can get up and work at night, after you put them down. I did that for many years. It's a season. It's not always going to be as busy.
Yes.
And so you got to get to the point where, you go, okay, now I know things are going to be okay. And once they start school, it does get a little bit different too.
Yes, I hope.
So what has been the biggest barrier in your career, do you think?
It's a good question. Right now, I'm so happy with what I do. The one barrier we have right now with the business, I will say, is people don't know so much about the efficiency of stimulation for their loved one. Then we need to work a lot on education related to that, how much the stimulation or to engage your loved one in activities will make an impact to improve your life. We have right now we are experiencing a big challenge about that. We need to educate people. And it's, yeah.
Well, and there are more memory care facilities. And I think as you really start to take off, reaching out to those different homes or communities would be important for you because it's true. I mean, there's that medical part, which is managing the medical care of it. This is an accompaniment to that. It's a whipped cream on top of the sundae sort of thing because it's going to create a better quality of life and help people really enjoy their loved ones in a way that maybe they wouldn't be able to because it becomes all that medical part of it. So I think really you're right. It is the education, but I can tell you people don't know. They don't know what they don't know.
Yeah, and the caregivers are super busy. It's very hard to be a caregiver, full-time caregiver. You have so much to do. Then sometimes you don't put attention you don't take the time to sit close to your loved one for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, and it's what we recommend to do. But you are so busy all day to wash the clothes, to feed them, it's a lot for a caregiver. Then I understand them, but it's a difficulty for us. And there is 70% of people who are still living at home. Then we talk a lot about memory care, but it's 30% of people who are in nursing home or home care, but 70% are still at home. And it's those people we want to help everybody with dementia, but at home it's hard.
So I actually have a friend that has early stage dementia. I try to, just as an outside person, go in and just have visits and bring a meal and that sort of thing. But I'm excited to know more about this because I really, and now actually find out about it, because I think it's really helpful for people like me that are outside the family even, because when you're a family member, sometimes it gets to be so overwhelming at moments. and really to have outside people understand what this can actually do to improve the quality of life, I think is really important. So did you have any role models that influenced you, that brought you to start thinking of outside the box and all these different things? And you started pretty young at 7, but are there any role models that you can point back and say, they really influenced me and they helped me?
Maybe it's a easy answer, but my mom was always supporting me in every project that I started, and this for sure helped me in everything. She was when I wanted to go to Africa, I did 4 months in Africa in Burkina Faso to help, and my mom was always supporting me in everything. Then for me, it's a model of support and also not to be scared, try new things. Even she was working in the same job since 40 years. She was still she was very tenacious, what you said, and it's probably from her I got that. She always tell me, you can get what you want, continue, and she was my role model.
So it seems to me then you probably had some lessons that you would like to tell other women about and discuss. And so what would those lessons that you've learned be that you would share with other women?
I think it's about the entrepreneurship that I feel that the most not valuable, but the when it comes from your heart to start a new project, it's always helpful and keep you motivated more than if you develop a product that you're not concerned at all. I feel that it will help you because we have hard time like every startup, but because I know it can help people with Alzheimer, it doesn't help my mom anymore, but I know she will be happy about that, and I always come back to my motivation, and it helped me. Then for women entrepreneur to start something who really comes from their heart, it's helpful to start a new company.
So it seems to me that you're passionate about helping people, but also this is a tribute to your mom, what you're doing. And it's a way to really bring a lot of value to what she taught you as a young woman, to always try hard, to always be tenacious. But what you're doing is you're giving back, I think in her name, really.
Yes, I'm trying to help as many families as possible, for sure.
Well, so is it a subscription? Tell me how that works.
Yes, it's a subscription box. Like every month you can enroll your mom or your dad, or even if you want to offer a gift to your grandparent you're not able to see, you can ship them and you offer a gift. We put a message for you in the box for them. Then every month you pay between $40 and $45. You can subscribe for a monthly, 3 months, and a 6 months subscription. And after that, every 15th of the month, we ship the box for you and you will receive it a few days later. And it's new activities, and we try to put inside the box games that you will be able to reuse. Then it was very important for me because my son, for example, he received a box of games for his age, but in 1 hour it's finished.
Yeah.
Then I put the box in the side and that's it, and I put it in the recycle. Then I wanted that people, the caregiver, can build their library of games, and like that, when there is a rainy day, they just go, oh, okay, let's do this game, and I will know it's adapted for my loved one. I will know it will be appropriate. Then we try always to put a laminated sheet of paper for the word games, for example. Then they can redo the games, and we make sure that this is something different also.
Right. So when you think, you mentioned earlier that you tried, you're tenacious, you keep trying things over and over. I'm wondering if that would be one of your takeaways and one of the one of the things that you would advise to young women that are wanting to be a leader, or wanting to serve, or wanting to be tenacious, and what their life looks like? What would that look like? What would your best advice be to young women?
I think what helped me a lot in my previous company and right now, because I had a publishing house before and I sold it, it was also the partnership I was able to develop and maintain after the years, and to know that I don't know everything. For example, the world of Alzheimer, I was a caregiver for my mom, but I didn't know more than that. Then I was able to connect with people who can help me, like health professional, but also as an organization, nonprofit organization, and a lot of people. I don't think we can do everything. Then it's maybe a good advice I can tell to young entrepreneur. Don't think you can do everything, but go to ask people to help you, coach. All the people can work in the field that you develop the product or an idea, who will support you and will help you. I'm super lucky to have all the Geriatric Institute of Montreal, a lot, like 20 health professionals who help me volunteer every month to validate my games, because I asked them. They were part of my project before I launched the project, and even now. I think it's important when you are an entrepreneur, not be shy to talk about your idea. People are shy sometimes to talk about it. Nobody will pick your idea because not everybody has the time to develop it and are tenacious to do it.
Well, and a lot of people are afraid to ask, and you know that old saying, if you don't ask, you don't dance. I mean, that you always need to remember that if you don't ask, you're not trying to do anything. You're not going to ever move forward. If you're just sitting there stagnant, nothing happens. So it seems to me like probably building a team is really important, and not being afraid to ask for help, and not being shy about that part. Because let's face it, we can't do anything alone.
No,
gotta
impossible.
have good people with you, and people that have the expertise that maybe you don't have, but bringing everyone together so that you can develop these games and these puzzles and all of the different parts. And I love that it covers all of the different parts of the whole being. Yes. Because that's really physical health and mental health and, spiritual health too. Because, our hearts, we want to all feel like we have a purpose. And I think what you're doing actually still keeps that sense of purpose for each person. And that being the family, but then also I don't want to say the patient, but the person that, is going through this medical I guess we would just call it a disease.
Yes.
I hate to call it a disease, but truly, it's like everyone working together and finding that sense of purpose and really focusing on that.
Yes.
I think that's a big deal. So what's next for you? I'm excited to hear what your next bit's going to be, because you're always thinking. I know there's something going around in there.
Yes, you start to know me.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to do more projects. There is so much to do. Every time we talk with organization, with memory care, I see other product possible for them to help them. Then I have tons of idea of new project, but I need to focus on one for now, and to keep those in my mind on the book. And we really want to develop it in France and in Canada. The next step are really that in September.
Well, since you speak French, I'm sure translating it is not going to be an issue.
No.
What about in Spanish? I think that's probably a good idea too.
Yes, it could be a good idea. I know less about the market in Mexico, for example. I know less, or even here for people. Yeah, we have a big community, 60% of people are Spanish speaker. Then it could be a good idea for sure for this area. Maybe Maybe eventually.
Well, in your normal fashion, all you have to do is put together your right team.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you coming and talking to us today and sharing your story. And Marie, I have to tell you, this is so exciting to hear that there is hope for folks out there that have a loved one that are suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's, and how you're creating this whole system to bring people together and really find that sense of purpose. I think it's really important. So thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now that was powerful. We hope you've been lifted and encouraged by today's inspiring voice. Always remember that life doesn't look exactly the same for each one of us. Never stop dreaming, striving, and thriving. In future episodes, we look forward to bringing you powerful stories from amazing women who learn how to lead in to challenges. Thank you for listening and being part of our community with SheEO host, Rebecca Jones.
You have been listening to a Cloudcast original. Local stories, local storytellers, local brands. Find more stories at cloudcast.us.